In this video, we will expand on the gearbox assembly we made in video 1 by adding some more components. We will add a motor and the shafts, as you can see here. To do this, we will use a different kind of mate, known as a concentric mate. Let's get started. First, let's add the motor part to the assembly. Select the Assembly tab and then select Insert Components. Browse to the motor part and add it to the document. Now we must add our first concentric mate. A concentric mate is one of the simplest and most commonly used mates in Solidworks. What it does is simply align two circular faces with each other about the same center point. To make the motor, first select this face next to the motor shaft, and then select any of the edges of this circular hole on the housing. This will bring them into alignment, but notice how the motor is pointing the wrong way. To correct this, we use a feature known as mate alignment, which can be found here. This simply reverses the direction of a mate. Click the button and the mate will flip into the correct position. Finally, click on the green tick to say that we are happy with the mate. We now have the motor aligned around the correct center point, but it's still free to move forwards and backwards. We will need to use a coincident mate to fix it in the correct place. Select the outside face on the gearbox housing and then select this face on the motor. This will fix the motor against the outside of the gearbox housing where we want it. As you can see, the motor is still free to rotate. We will need to add a final mate to secure it in position. To do this, we will use something known as a lock mate. A lock mate maintains the position and orientation of two components. It simply locks them together. We want the motor terminals to stick out of the two holes on the terminal side, so rotate the motor with your mouse until they are in the right place. Then select one of the tabs and the outside face of the housing. Select Mate on the Assembly tab and then select Lock. This secures the motor fully in place. Now that the motor is fixed, the axles need to be added. Browse to and insert the part called Axle. It needs to be concentric with either of these two holes. Control select one of them and the axle and then secure it using a concentric mate. Next, browse to the part called Axle Long. And control select both it and the back hole and then select concentric mate. The axles are not going to be secured in place for now, and they are still free to move forwards and backwards. This is because in a future video, gears are going to be added to the axles before we finally fix them in place. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.